Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to achieve a beautiful faux lock style that I did on my client. So first I'm going to be teaching you guys how to attach the hair to the lock. So you want to just cut off a little bit of the lock, probably like 3 inches or so, nothing crazy. Then you're going to make sure that you have a decent sized piece of hair, not too thick, not too skinny, I guess. And then you want to take a clip, some Afro spring twist hair, and you're going to put that piece of hair to the lock. Then you're going to take the Afro spring twist hair and you're going to place it right in the middle. And you're going to start wrapping. And you want to make sure that you have a strong grip while you're wrapping. And you're going to wrap around about 3-4 times. Then that straight piece at the top, you're going to bend it down and wrap on top all the way down till you're over the hair. Once you have wrapped down about 4 or 5 times, you're going to take your clip and move the hair out the way, and you're going to wrap underneath another 3 to 4 times. Then you're going to pull that strand of hair down, and you're going to take the other strand of Afro spring twist hair, and you're going to continue wrapping all the way down. Then you're going to switch hair strands, and then you're going to wrap all the way up. Make sure that you are keeping a decent enough grip while you are doing this wrapping. And also too, I don't use nail glue, but if you feel like you want to put a dab of nail glue for extra securance, feel free to do that. Once you're done wrapping that strand, you can do 2 things. You can cut it off, or you can take that strand and wrap right on top of it. It's going to add extra securance, so it's totally up to you. Once you're done with that, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off that little straggly piece of hair, and your faux lock is basically done. That is how you make a faux lock, a boho faux lock with any type of human hair, any type of hair. That is how you make it. Okay guys, let's get into the human hair details. Shout out to Ywigs for sponsoring this video and sending me over 6 bundles of loose wave hair. Ywigs is one of my go-to, y'all. I'm not lying. Their braid books always come thick, okay? For more information on the links and everything that I use, check the description box down below. Shout out to Ywigs. This is also the wrapping hair that was used for this style, and here is the locks finish. This is just one bundle of it. So before I get started, I like to just smooth out the back of my client's head, because the back, the foundation, all of that is going to set the tone for the style. If your foundation does not come out right, does not start off right, then I don't know where your style is really going to lead you. So yeah, I just use some gel and I just smooth out the back of my client's hair so I can just have a smooth canvas to start with. So here I am just parting out my client's part. I think I did maybe medium parts for this, but yeah, medium parts is best for this style. I don't use small pieces of human hair, so my parts are bigger because you don't want it to look bulky and heavy and all that crazy stuff. So here I am just parting it out. I do free parts. And now I'm just adding on the lock. So I braid my clients down halfway, and I add the lock onto one of the braid strands, and I just continue braiding. You're going to move the lock out the way. You're not going to braid with the lock. You're going to attach it onto one of the 3 strands, pick any one, and then continue braiding, but move that lock out the way. Okay guys, so as you can see, I am braiding down, and I braid down halfway. And I just attach that lock onto any one of the 3 strands, and I continue braiding. You're not going to braid with the lock. You're going to move the lock out the way or leave it hanging. Okay, now we're going to get started with wrapping. So you're going to take a decent size of your Afro spring twist hair. You want to make sure that it's not too thin, because you want to make sure you keep the lock and everything in place. And you also want to make sure that it's not too thick, because you don't want to make your lock bulky. Now you're going to take your crochet hook and you're just going to let it help you pass the Afro spring twist hair throughout the root. That's what it's going to look like. And you want to make sure that you make it uneven. As you can see here, one side is shorter than the other. That's how you want to start off first. This is going to You don't have to use as much hair pieces. It's going to last you longer. And then you're going to start wrapping till you pass maybe the bottom of your client's neck or maybe halfway through it, because once you place a curl right in the back of their neck, like, your client's not going to see it, they're not going to pay no mind. The nape is the quickest part to get matted, so I just wrap down a good amount and then I will add in my human hair. Okay, guys, so we're adding in the human hair piece now, and you want to make sure that you take a decent sized piece. You don't want it to be too skinny, and you don't want it to be too thick. You really don't want it to be too skinny because you don't want it to start it's going to start tangling, it's going to start matting and all of that stuff a whole lot quicker. And we're also doing the sewing look, so we need a thick piece of hair. Okay, guys, so this is how the lock is going to look. As you can see, it is covered in curls, and the top part doesn't have any, again, because the client's not going to care what's there once they bring it to the front, once they're trying to brush it and all that good stuff, okay? And this is what the loose wave hair looks like on the lock. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be showing you how to apply the hair. So as you can see, I started wrapping around it. You're going to fold down, and you're going to wrap starting a little bit above it and coming down. You want to fully cover. Then you're going to move the hair strand out the way. Then you're going to wrap right underneath it. Then you're going to take another piece of human hair and you're going to place it right underneath that curly piece. You do not want to space it out too much because we're doing the sewing look. If you space it out too much, you're going to run out of lock space and you're not going to be able to put on as much curls. Now, throughout the whole style, you're probably going to put 13 curls on one lock. Okay, guys, so as you move up on the rows, you're going to continue placing your curls higher and higher and higher, closer to the root as you move up in the rows, as you move up in your client's head. In my next scene, you guys will see what I am talking about. So here, as you guys can see, as I got higher in the rows, closer to the top of my client's head, I started adding in the curls a whole lot sooner, touching closer to the root. Okay, y'all, so now I'm in the front, and even though I do free parts, I like to make sure that my parts fall into each other like box parts, the brick method, and that they all line up. Even though it's free parts, I still like to have a little bit of formation, and I choose free parts because when the locks grow out, I just think like it looks completely better. We all know locks get better with time, and I think the parts do too. They look so much better with time than regular box parts. And once I get to the front right here, I always put one lock behind the ear and one lock in front of the ear. The reason why I like to keep some type of formation with free parts is because free parts can get kind of hectic at times, and you probably won't know where to place your next one. And what you do want to avoid is locks falling on top of each other. So as you can see with my free parts following kind of the brick method, my parts kind of just lay themselves out. And guys, when you get to the front of your client's hair, you are going to be adding in the curls a whole lot sooner. Do not wrap all the way down like we did in the back of my client's head. We are in the front, okay? This is the part of the style that matters. You're going to add in the curls as soon as you start wrapping. You can wrap a little bit and then add in the curls. Usually on this first row in the front, I would wrap down some and then add the curls in and kind of mimic the same method that I did throughout the hair, where I started adding in the curls a whole lot quicker. But it's completely up to you what you decide to do. Okay guys, so this is the finishing of my client's hair. I love this loose wave texture so much. This is super perfect for the girlies who want something a little bit more less maintenance. I'm not saying it's not as high maintenance, but because the curls is so loose, all you have to do is grab some water and a brush and brush this out. You don't have to do the whole nine like a tighter curl. This is Loose Wave from Ywigs, and this is how it looks on my client from the front. We're just going to pull it to the front, and this is how it looks. It gives like this super bouncy curled texture, and you guys can put heat to this. It is human hair, so just imagine you just curling this some more. Like, it's going to look so amazing. And I'm about to do my favorite part, a flip over. I feel like these styles always eat when you flip it over to the side. Like, look at those bouncy, juicy curls. Like, thank you so much, Ywigs, for sponsoring this video and sending over this hair. Again, all the information on this hair will be in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching.